My journey actually started with sketchings and paintings. When I was in school, I used to win a lot of painting competitions and all, and I was known for only that. I was a very bad student. Otherwise, I used to like score really less in everything, just pass types. And so earlier in my life, I decided I don't want. I was not interested. I couldn't focus on studies. I was always into like used to sketch when the teacher is teaching something. So I deep inside I know that I want to do something with painting. So I told my parents when I was in eighth or ninth that I want to study painting. Generally, a middle class parent won't agree for it. They would say just study engineering or something and do this like a side thing. But fortunately, my parents were very supportive. They let me do what I wanted to do. So I studied painting from College of Fine Arts. It's a 4 years course, and that 4 years actually gave me a lot of time to experiment with many mediums because it's not like a usual college. There is no syllabus and all, and no exams as such. So it's not like you have to go there, study, and write exam. Nothing like that. It's more like a space where you can explore whatever you want. And there I discovered my interest for photography because I had roots for it. When I was in school, also I used to collect this magazines and all. Photography magazines and this National Geographic fashion magazine that I collected because I was interested in human figures. I was very attracted to human figures, the light, which how it falls on it, and the way they capture it. So I used to buy it just for the sake of painting it again, copying it again. So somewhere I had interest in photography that I discovered during my college time. So I got my first camera, which is D60. From there, started shooting a lot of street photography. I had the camera, but I didn't have time to go out and I didn't have company to go out and explore. So couple of friends we from Flickr we came together and three of us we started this group called Chennai Weekend Clickers, and that was a time where my actual photography journey started because it's basically a very simple idea. All of them were from different background. We thought we should meet every week and consistently we have to shoot and discuss about it. So it started like a very small group. Now it is one of the influential group in Chennai. So street photography was a base for me. My journey started from there. What inspired me to choose this line of work? So yeah, when I completed my undergrad, I was not very sure what I wanted to do. When you're young, whatever inspires you, you want to become that. So when I watch a good film, I felt I should be a filmmaker. When I watched good illust good illustrators work, then I wanted to be an illustrator. So and I didn't want to give up one for another. So I actually felt I needed more time to really figure out what I wanted. I didn't want to rush into something just because I was getting old. And so I did masters in design from National Institute of Design NID Ahmedabad after that. So those 3 years actually gave me time to actually figure out what I wanted to do. So I experimented many things there also. It's a multidisciplinary college, so that experience there was really good. Like in you get to meet different kind of people there from different walks of life and different culture altogether. So interacting with many people, it opens up your possibilities also, to explore more things. So I got chance to work with product design people and textile people, apparel design students. I used to shoot all their student projects. So but then I actually figured out somewhere I want to do photography only, nothing else. Nothing else gave me that kind of pleasure. And so once I'm done with that my course, I decided that I want to get into people photography. That's what I streamlined it to do. So when it comes to people photography, I that after completing my college 1 year, I was uh, taking up all kind of people photographic projects. Like I've taken up documentary projects. I've done even weddings. I tried. So I've explored everything. There's something about this fashion photography which fascinated me. It's not the fashion part, but the similarities between this and painting. Uh, I mean, like how in painting from a blank canvas you come up with the concept, you create something new. The same way I found here, from the concept to the styling and everything is like a story is built by you. So that fascinated me, and I think that's where I found my calling. Although I had interest in fashion, I had very less exposure about fashion back then. Especially in Chennai, the fashion industry was very small and there were very less designers. They were not very approachable, and they were also working with their own set of photographers. Majorly, there were not money involved back then, and everything was working on like barter system or collaboration basis. Whoever the photographers were doing fashion back then, they were also doing it for like they were doing their own wedding projects to make money, and they were doing this more like a for passion. They were doing it for free. So when I wanted to get into fashion, when I discussed with some of my friends or seniors in the industry, all of them suggested me not to take this so seriously because there's no money involved, and even I was not sure whether I'll fit in this industry. But I think if you when you have good set of work and when you crack the right project at right time, things will fall in place. And in the past few years, the industry has changed a lot. I mean, there are more designers ready to spend on good project, good campaign, because they understood the importance of good image. Uh, like it's an Instagram era. Everything like people judge everything by the image now, and so they understood what a good image can bring to their business. So they're ready to spend, and I think this is the right time for photographers to get into this industry very confidently. But at the same time, there are the competition is also too much. There are like so many people getting in, but as long as you bring something new to the table, you will get good projects. Travel is something which is very important for any human being, especially for artists like us. It's even more important uh, because it broadens your perspective about life. But I'm someone who strongly believes that if you're someone uh, who never explored your neighborhood and who haven't interacted with your neighbor and who can't empathize with your neighbor, there's no point in traveling across continents and saying that I'm gonna explore new culture. It doesn't make sense to me. Travel teaches you one thing, which is there might be difference in culture, there might be difference in language, food, whatever it is, but we humans are somewhere connected. you know so that truth teaches you to create universal work, I feel. Experience of working with Mr. Sabyasachi, I was very fortunate to work with such a big personality in a early stage in my career. And from 2016, I have been doing campaigns for him, like fashion video campaigns for him. And he was a pioneer in, I mean, he's a pioneer in fashion industry in India, where every other designers were focusing on uh, fashion shows and other things, print campaigns. He was the one who took everything to Instagram, and he started promoting everything from Instagram. And from 2016 intensely, we were doing a lot of campaigns and campaign launches in Instagram itself. And I was very fortunate to be part of all these campaigns because I got to work with really good photographers like Tarun Kiwal, Tarun Vishwa, Vikramjit Bose, and many others. So the learning was immense, and whatever I learned in fashion, learned about fashion. Everything is from Mr. Sabyasachi. So I'm very thankful for him forever. I was very fortunate to work with Mr. Tarun Kiwal and Tarun Vishwa sir, because I came to this field looking at their images in magazines and all. I never thought in my life that I'd get a chance to work with them, because I never assisted anyone also before in when it comes to fashion. So where when they do photography, when I did videos, it's like a very big opportunity to work with them closely, and both of them have like they are legends and they mastered their craft, right? And my entire generation of photographers are inspired by them. They've come to fashion because of these people, and so them, being in action, looking at them when they are doing the shoot, so immense learning for me. And how they handle light, each one has their own way of dealing a shoot, interacting with model when it comes to light. So I had learned a lot from them on the set. Even though I was doing videos, I get whenever I get a chance, I look at how they treat a photo shoot. So I learned a lot, and more than that, they are very humble yet. They have reached this level, but still they don't treat any shoot. They don't take any shoot for granted. Whether it is a big designer or small designer, they put their 100% in it. Whereas now, I think most of us have this problem. We do like 2 3 shoots, we think we are good, we get some comments, and we take it to our head. And when we deal with a smaller designer, we treat them, we don't give the same effort which we give for a bigger designer. So when you treat them, they don't care about whether you're a big designer or a small designer. They Every shoot is important for them even now, and that is the reason they are who they are right now. So I think we have to learn that, and being humble at, even though after you reach this level, they treat everyone so comfortably now. You will feel very comfortable when you are in their shoot. So these are things I think we should learn from these people. I am not aware of anything like that. I generally don't like my models to pose for my photographs. I treat my photo shoots also like a video shoot. So I tell the same thing to my models. I give them a mood. I tell them this is the mood I'm looking for, and I ask them to treat it more like a video shoot. So in that way, they become the character. The moment they get into that mood, it becomes more natural. The moment you ask them to pose in a certain way, um somewhere it feels artificial for me. So I generally don't do that for my shoots. I ask them to treat it more like a film shoot. Difference between South Indian and North Indian fashion trends. I feel there is no difference right now, because everybody is following everyone on Instagram, and whatever a big designer does, everybody follows that. So if someone shoots in Palace, everybody, that is a trend. Everybody wants to shoot in Palace. And if someone shoots in a white background, everybody wants to shoot in white background. So it's becoming like a, whenever there's a trend, whenever there's something trending, it's a problem. And I think it's high time for us to pause and find out stories from our roots. There are so many things we can tell about South, when it comes to fashion. There's so many things we haven't explored yet, but we are not giving enough time for it. We're just following what everybody does, and that thing has to be changed. We have to go back to our roots and find stories. I think you can start with whatever you have. The important thing is to start. So if you have a basic camera, it's fine. If you just have a phone camera, it's fine. But the more you experiment, the more you practice, you will get better projects. Once you start working on commercial projects, then you can invest on your equipment accordingly. I would not suggest to go for like a proper set of equipments and then start. Just start with what you have. Then eventually you will learn what is necessary for you. Then you can invest on it. There is no point in investing on things before even entering there, right? So, and right now the technology is changing so fast. So I would not suggest anyone to invest too much before they understand what they want. So understand the craft first, then you will realize what you really want to buy. How do I prepare for my commercial shoots? Sometimes when a designer approaches you, they know what they want, so they come up with a concept, they come up with a mood board and everything. Your job is to just execute it. But it rarely happens because uh, designers, mostly the clients, won't know what they exactly want. They know that they want a campaign, they'll come to you, then it's your job to educate them. So first my approach is to first figure out what the brand stands for, the brand philosophy, and who the target audience are. Then I do research and I come up with the mood board. And once the mood board is finalized, then the main important work is to find the right team. So you have to find talents accordingly. Like you need to find the right stylist who will help you to get your ideas out. And for example, there are certain stylists who would be really good at traditional work. There will be some people who are good at edgy work. So according to your project, you have to finalize your teamwork, stylist, makeup artist, everything. And your model also should um fit into the mood you're looking for. So once your team is set, I think half of your work is done. Everything else will fall in place. You might not be aware of what is your own unique style, but it shows in your picture. Sometimes when I don't know what is my style or anything, I just keep doing what I like to do, what I find beautiful. What I find beauty, I just keep doing it. But some people who watches you, they'll tell you, I like this kind of tone in your picture, and I like this kind of how your models are not looking into your camera. So these things only people notice. Sometimes we don't notice it. We don't do it very consciously, and I just follow my instinct. Like when I know sometimes when I'm overdoing certain things, then I have to stop it. So I just go with what my instinct says. So when an agency is involved, they come up with treatment notes. Sometimes they'll send you a mood board and they'll send you reference. If the tracks are already decided, they'll share that. So that's how we plan the shoot. But mostly when you are directly dealing with designers, unfortunately, in India we still don't have separate budget for. Most of the designers don't have separate budget for fashion films. In the sense, they don't do a separate fashion film. Fashion films happens along with photo shoot. So mostly we get very less time and we have to do many things spontaneously. So most of the thing happens in the edit table, but which is not a healthy thing. Actually, the scene has to change, but I think it will take some time. What is more important? I think practice and patience is very important. Not only for filmmaking and writing, for any sort of art form. Because mostly we give up very easily when we don't see success, and it takes time. So that is very important. Room for experimenting in commercial space. I think it depends upon your client. Sometimes you can always pitch your ideas to your client, and if they are open for it, then yeah, you can go ahead. But sometimes client might be very rigid about their ideas. They know what they want, only what they want. So you need to know where to stop. You can't expect all your projects to be like super creative or super artistic. How to stay productive in this quarantine time? I just stay safe and stay healthy. This is not the right time to play this productivity game. Uh, don't have to pressure yourself on that. This is time for us to pause and reflect on many other things than just constantly producing something. Where do I get inspirations from? Sometimes you get it from your fellow contemporary, and sometimes you get it from old masters. Sometimes I see most of my inspirations are from paintings and movies. Sometimes it's from poetries also. I think everything comes together. It's not like this is important, that is important. there is no rule to make a good image. So whatever is your vision, all these things has to help you to bring that out. If you see past few years, the fast fashion has become, uh, it has grown so much. Like before 10 years, we used to buy clothes or new, we used to purchase only twice a year or maximum twice a year. But now it's very different. We do compulsive shopping these days, and everybody, everyone's purchasing power also increased. So we like, we buy without any reason. This is like we get salary, we just open an app and we order without even thinking about it. But it has a, it has a consequence. We are not thinking from the environmental point of view. But at this point, what is happening around our world, the global warming and whatever we are facing right now, this is the time we have to actually pause and think whatever decision we are making, how it is impacting the nature, and we have to see the larger picture. So I think sustainable fashion is gonna take over right now in the coming years. People are gonna think before they buy, and that's gonna be a good change. What do I think of collaboration? Listen, if it is a commercial shoot, never work for free. Period. And if it is something experimental and it is a non-commercial one, then you can totally do it according to, if you think you're gaining something out of it. You know, either it could be experiment or work, whatever it is. It's a healthy thing if it is a non-commercial thing and you're like coming together, bring out something new and creating something new, then it's different. But if it is a commercial shoot, never ever do anything for free, which means you're just putting, you know, yourself down. And if you don't respect your work, if you don't give enough respect to your work, nobody will ever. And if you think, oh, I'll do some free projects and they will give me more projects later, commercially, it's never gonna happen. Once you do free project, the moment they get more money, they'll go for someone better. They'll never come to you for a commercial project again.